Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the gym. It is your guy, Boulon Shay. And I just want to jump in here, man, and have a quick conversation with you guys. It's game day, and it was not my plan to even do a video until after the game tonight. But I was watching a couple of sports shows, and something became real apparent. And that is the sports media, they don't really root for the Ravens. They don't really believe in the Ravens, and they especially don't believe in Lamar Jackson. And I'm just glad that this guy had the guts to just flat out predict the Houston Texans to win because he does not trust Lamar Jackson. I'm glad he stopped. And I'm saying he stopped because all of sports world really kind of has this sentiment. You can hear them their talk. They may say what the Ravens should do, but the next statement is, what if they don't? Right? And I guess it's that way for every team, but it's especially prevalent when it comes to Lamar Jackson. And so it's kind of like when somebody has a bad moment, all the other quarterbacks get an opportunity to have that bad moment. They assess the moment and they move forward. But when Lamar Jackson, or when there's a conversation about Lamar Jackson, it's always an historical conversation. It's always what happened in 2018 playoffs. It's always what happened in 19 playoffs. Always what happened in 2020 playoffs, right? So it doesn't seem like there's a fair opportunity for Lamar Jackson to create a new narrative without having to carry an old narrative. Let's listen to Nick Wright, and we'll come back with some more commentary.
I don't think it's disrespectful, but I think the Texans won.
The game?
Outright. No, win outright.
Is that earlier?
No, I'm not allowed to do upset alert, so I'm just putting it in right now.
Wow.
Just some notes. Since week 9, in games CJ Stroud played and didn't get concussed and taken out of the game, games he started and finished, the Houston Texans are 7-1. They had a comeback win, 39-37 against Tampa, who still won.
Mm-hmm.
They had a 30-27 win against Cincinnati with a healthy Joe Burrow in the small window when Burrow was healthy. When Denver was hot and everyone was trying to sell me the bill of goods, they could be a playoff team. They ended their 5-game winning streak. They are actually, in my opinion, it won't actually go down like this in the record books, 2-0 in the playoffs. That Colts game was our first playoff game of the year. The winner of that game was into the postseason. The loser was 100% out. They won that game. So to Drew's point, last weekend, demolished a defense that statistically was not just the best this year, was doing some historic things defensively. And I think this is where the lack of experience, the lack of pressure and expectations can work in their favor. This is an ultimate house money game, and I think that this type of team that started out that Colts game with a 75-yard touchdown that was throwing bombs all over Cleveland, I think they can win. And this is the part that Coach might roll his eyes at, but is it unfair to say I trust C.J. Stroud more than Lamar Jackson in this game? It's undefeated.
Yes.
There you go.
This is fitting.
What?
Because you have doubted, you've tried to lessen it all, as Lamar's emerged and played great. But you've doubted him all year.
So as you see, Nick Wright finally says what he really thinks and feels about Lamar Jackson after tripping over his words for the last several seasons and for the most part of this season, pretending to be a fan of Lamar Jackson, pretending that he believes in Lamar Jackson, along with other shows on Fox, other shows on ESPN. You can really kind of hear them speak about the highlights of Lamar Jackson's career, but at the same time, you can hear them talk from a kind of melancholy context when they talk about the Baltimore Ravens' chances. Out of one side of their mouth, they say, "Oh, this is the Baltimore Ravens' chance to win Super Bowl," and at the other side of their mouth, they're really saying, "Well, Lamar Jackson, you know what he did in 18, 19, and 20, and he's 1-3." And then to have the audacity to say, "Oh, well, I trust C.J. Stroud more than I trust Lamar Jackson." Well, that's his absolute choice. But pay attention to what he said after that, right? He talked about, or shortly right before that, but he talked about how they won 7 of the last 8 games and how they had already won 2 playoff games, giving them credit for beating Indianapolis, which was a playoff game, but a regular season game. You see, everybody gets afforded credit for what they do except Jackson and the Ravens. So I want all of the pundits who try to talk out of both sides of their mouth about the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, I want y'all to stay off the bandwagon. When we come out today and we smash up the Houston Texans, I don't want anybody to say, well, I told you so. I thought that they should. I thought that they would. I want you guys to keep this same Nick Wright energy. I'm out.